Hi, everybody. It's Kim from Inside My Money, and I've had a query to talk about forecasting within the statistics report. Now, you're not going to see my face because I've just had a shower and yeah, it's a bad hair day, so we're going to just do this without my lovely mug. And it's far more important that you see the numbers anyway. So let's crack into it. So what I'm showing you here is the front screen. Now, with our fictitious characters, Abby and Sam, we haven't posted in quite a while. I've been naughty and I haven't done it. But it's actually going to be quite useful when we have a look at the statistics report. So the question that I had was, how do you use the statistics? And that's an interesting word to say a lot of times. But how do you use the statistics report as a forecast tool? Now, typically it's not. It's just showing you what you've actually put in when you've pulled your transactions in, done a reconciliation, and then categorized everything, etc. But you can use it as a forecast tool if you have a lot of scheduled payments that you have put down here. Now, remember, if we just expand this, so what I'm doing is I'm expanding so I can see more. You can see that there's a few scheduled payments in here for Abby and Sam. One of the major ones is rent, and then there's wages and salaries. There's a bunch of miscellaneous savings amounts that they're sending to their house account because they're going to try and save for their first home. They have an automated telephone payment, and that tends to be the main ones. And then there's some loan payments as well. So if you wanted to post these and then look at what the picture looks like for the future months, then you could use it as a forecast tool. But let's go into the statistics report as it is right now. And for these folks, what we'll look at is, remember, you go time up the top because it shows you all your months. And then we'll put in the date, and we're going to go for these guys to the end of July because I think that's when we we'll go beginning of June, and then the next date we'll put in is to the end of July. Like I said, we haven't posted in a while, but that's okay. That's going to work for us quite nicely here. And so what you see, if we actually go back to the beginning of May there, what you see is what we've actually posted, categorized, reconciled. So it's a historical effect. The report tends to be more historical. You notice that we've got nothing in July because we haven't, imagine that we haven't gotten there yet. But that shows you that in the month of June, they should have had about $1,300 in savings. Now, they should have seen their bank accounts go up by $1,300. And I think I did another video on showing you how you would make sure that that's actually happened. But now, if we want to turn it into a forecast tool, what we're going to do is we're going to close down the statistics report, and we're going to post everything for July. Excuse me, just having a quick drink. So what you do to post everything is to click on the top one, hold down the shift key and highlight all of them, and then click post. And then you're going to have to do that a few times because rent is weekly. So then you're just going to have to post each of those payments for their rent. So that's all of the scheduled payments now posted. And now we can go back into the statistics report. And if we put in our date being to the end of July, and we show income and so our total, we move that and we make it time, not total. There's all of the money, all the transactions scheduled and posted for July. So if you wanted to turn this into a forecast tool, then you would put in more scheduled transactions, and then you could start to see what your overall surplus could be before you get to your discretionary spending. So you would put in your scheduled payments for your power, your phone, your rent, any loan payments. You might actually put in a scheduled transaction for around about your groceries because you're trying to maybe stick to a budget. So you could put in an amount for that. You could put in for going out to dinner if you're spending, maybe $100, $150 a week, whatever it is that you're spending. Anything where you kind of have a general idea of what the overall amount might be, you could create a whole lot of scheduled payments. And that could create for you a forecast type budget. And then when it comes to the end of the month and you are importing all your transactions and then categorizing them, you are going to make sure you haven't doubled up. So just be careful when you're reconciling your bank account that you are getting the right bank balances. But you can then quickly see where you've been different between what you thought you were going to spend in the month and what you've actually spent. So it's kind of another way of budgeting, which could be quite useful. So just to show you again, I would shut down my statistics report. Let's say that we were now in we're month of July, but let's say we're wanting to see what our budget or our forecast could look like for August. I would highlight all the scheduled payments. I would post them. Again, I have to keep posting until I've got no August payments left. So now I'm up to September. Then I would open up my statistics report. I would go time. I would come down to my dates and I would say, okay, let's go and make my date the end of August. And I would see that I should be saving $5,000. Well, they're not going to do that because they haven't got any of their other transactions in there. But if they did, then you could set that up as a bit of a forecast budget. So I hope that makes sense. If I have confused you, then please tell me and I will have another go at explaining it. But technically, it's a historical view, the statistics report. But yes, you absolutely can turn it into a forecast view if you put in a lot of scheduled payments and then post those, and then you would do your checking at the end of the month to see what was different. And it's going to be most likely things like eating out, clothes, travel, groceries, all of those sorts of things. So I hope that makes sense. Keep the questions coming because I really enjoy explaining this stuff. And we'll see you again soon.